What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in to another week of Birds of a Feather Flock Together. This is the NFL 2023 playoff edition. We got my boy Cash in the building, and we got my boy Jay in the building. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening? What's happening, my brother?
Hey, Cash, you on mute?
Yeah, your mic is off, bro.
Okay. It looked like he frozen. He looked like he frozen.
You probably have
Hey,
some
but yeah,
technical problem.
we appreciate everybody that tuned in and those that's tuning in. We got a decent show for y'all tonight. We got a lot to talk about far as the playoff structure that's going on. Talk about defensive player of the year, coach of the year, MVP race.
Yeah,
We talk about those that's made it back to practice far as injury wise. We're gonna get into the Eagles and Giants highlights today, and then we'll also break down the NFC Championship game with the Niners and the Eagles tonight. What's going on with it, fam bam? Greatly appreciate you tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And we're gonna first off let Jay, and when Cash come back on, talk about far as the Eagles. I mean, not the Eagles, but talk about the Cowboys losing this week. How much of a how much was that loss right there? Meaning with the rankings of them up there with any other Cowboys losses, and how you feel about that?
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. To be honest with you, my brother, it was one of the best collapses to me because just of all the hype around them from the beginning of the year. I mean, we're used to the story with them already. Pretty much, just all hype and the same way their game ended last year, same way, except that this play was worse. Zeke got steamrolled. It was just
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. Exactly. It's just a show that's going on over there. So I'm glad to see, the Birds in the NFC Championship game. Cowboys fans, I mean, all they could do is sit back and watch. I'm in the NFC trash talk group on Facebook, and these guys just won't be quiet. Like all they talk about is their old glory. It's just hilarious. So we keep things relevant. The Eagles have been on top. We've been running the East. Like, I don't see why they still feel they're superior to us.
Big facts. And Cash, you want to hop in? How you feel about the Cowgirls loss?
Man, I mean, I ain't too surprised. That's pretty much what I expected. To be honest, I've been saying the whole season that San Francisco has been the best competition or one of the strongest candidates. Respectfully, within the NFC, that who would get this far. So everybody was hyping up and pumping hot air into the Cowgirls' head, and even how they fans move, they super delusional. So it was a lot of hype around that, but I was never phased about that. I expected that they did do what they did. Dak was Dak
They
throwing
Cowboys
picks.
thing.
It could have the things, to be honest, it could have went different if he ain't throw no picks.
They could
You
have won
know
that game easily
they
because
could have.
Purdy, like I said, the offense. Well, we're gonna get into it. We spoke about it earlier, but feel me, the offense is not that scary. You feel me? If you take away McCaffrey, like take away
And
McCaffrey, you could slow down Kittle. You
that's what
know,
they said too. Some of their fans was like, and some of the analysts was like, they shutting down McCaffrey and Debo, and they had it. You saw the game. It was a close game into the fourth quarter. I
yeah,
was
I believe.
surprised that it was such a close game.
Yeah, but the Cowboys could have had that game. In a way, I'm glad they didn't have it, and in a way, I'm glad they lost because we got a whole week to clown them.
Well, shoot, I was hoping that they did win because I was more confident in smoking them this week coming up.
But it's just
Opposed them go. San Francisco was the only team that I was the least confident about going against this week, and they ended up with the ones making it nonetheless.
yeah, but
What's up with it, fam bam? Greatly appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, so we gonna let me do this one thing right here, fellas, and then we gonna hop into this week, or should I say we're gonna hop and talk about the MVP race. Let me pull this up right here. Sorry about that. With the MVP race right here with the finalists right here with Jalen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Justin Jefferson. What's your thoughts on these finalists right here? And did they get it right?
Man, to me. I assess this differently, and I know this is about stats and numbers. So if we had to go stats and numbers, I feel like, all due respect to all these gentlemen here, they all work hard this season, and they're all very deserving of being these finalists. And I feel like this is spot on. But unbiased opinion, you see that number one guy right there. I believe that he deserved it through everything that he went through this season. Patrick Mahomes had a Patrick Mahomes season. Joe Burrow, he proven himself. He did his thing this season. However, their numbers don't compare up to those top two guys right there. Justin Jefferson, yeah, he put up some numbers, but I believe his numbers dropped towards the end of the season. Their last games in Minnesota, he wasn't looking too hot. And then Josh Allen, I feel like he fumbled the ball towards the end of the season as well.
I agree.
Jay, you want to hop in?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's gonna come down to Mahomes and Hurts. But the only thing, the big thing with Mahomes is he lost Tyreek Hill, and he produced basically even more. So they're gonna run with that. I just think Hurts broke enough records and did enough things. I mean, only one loss as a starter all season. I mean, that to me that should be the MVP.
Big facts. And going with just say Justin Jefferson real quick. He not gonna win it. This basically has turned into a quarterback, award now. You know what I mean? So I don't see no wide receiver winning it unless he just had like a crazy season, like 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So I don't. Yeah, some ridiculous numbers. So I don't see no wide receiver winning this award right here. But you know what I mean? There's several quarterbacks that, you know what I mean, are deserving to winning this award right here. And the four are pitchers, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Just to show right here, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and the MVP.
Right.
Like Jay said, Jalen Hurts ain't gonna win it just because of the factor of Tyreek Hill leaving, and Patrick Mahomes basically was like, "Oh, you leaving? Okay, hold my beer." You know what I mean? Let me show y'all I can do better. You get what I'm saying? So that's gonna be the benefit with Patrick Mahomes, and he got the number one seed over Burrow and Josh Allen. You know what I mean?
Right.
To make everything come through. Through KC, you know what I mean? So that's another, you know what I mean, on his record. But Jalen Hurts only lost one game this season. You get what I'm saying?
But Marcel, that's when you said they got the number one seed also too. But Minshew almost fumbled on number one seed. They should look at that because we was in driver's seat all season. All Minshew had to do was win one game, and we would have, So our number one seed almost got fumbled due to Jalen not being in. So to me, you take Mahomes out, you saw Henny's pretty comparable. Like Henny did his thing. I mean, Minshew is not doing his thing.
Right.
And like you said, Jalen came right back in, and then that comment from Micah Parsons just really like didn't age well because as soon as he come in, he, you know what I mean, he win it, and then he didn't win it dominantly, but we basically won the game. He wasn't restricted, even had calls of him with quarterback runs and everything like that. So that's right here, you know what I mean. I feel Patrick Mahomes gonna win it, and Jalen's gonna come in a close second.
Yep.
Yo, one thing I want to bring up, y'all heard the comments of Chris Sims?
Man, I don't even want to talk about that guy. He talking about
that
Daniel
guy
Jones
is
better.
born to hate Jalen Hurts. Man.
I saw that. I saw the post that he put out there recently.
That guy is born to hate Jalen Hurts. Like I don't know. He kept him out of his top, 40. That was before Jalen blossomed. But still, how is he not a top 40 quarterback in the NFL? Like, it's ridiculous.
Listen, if you don't have a hater, you ain't doing something right. So you gotta expect the haters.
Say it again for the people in the back, my brother. Hey, and speaking of haters, let's go into this Defensive Player of the Year award where you don't see no Eagle, especially Hassan Reddick. I don't see how is this even. How is Chris Jones? Yes, you had a great season. How are you in this category without Hassan Reddick and Micah Parsons in the same division? Someone balled out better than you. Every stat is better than yours. I don't understand how you're right here and there's not. It's just all about the name, Micah Parsons, right. And nobody want to give Hassan Reddick the props because he has a squad. That's not his fault. you know what I mean, his squad is balling. He didn't have no choices in what Howie Roseman did,
No respect.
and he don't have no choice of who his opponents is every week. So
That's a
that's
fact.
very disrespectful, and that was a great way to go right into this after we start talking about the haters, because I feel this is some hate right here on Philly,
Absolutely.
and the only way to get the haters on your side is win. And I feel we need to go ahead and make a dominant performance this week and beat the Niners, and follow up with a dominant performance in the Super Bowl. If, like I say, if we able to make it that far, and the critics will be all on the jock, and you will be hearing a lot of critics and commentators backpedaling on they words about the Eagles this season. But I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go into this defensive player of the year. Do y'all feel that Reddick was snubbed?
Oh, 100%, without a doubt. He beat Parsons in there. First of all, he should be replacing Chris Jones, if any. He just wreaks havoc. In the Giants game, he was wreaking havoc. He was everywhere, just like he's been all season. I mean, like I said in the pregame with us, anything that's close to the 85 Bears is phenomenal. And they were 2 sacks away from their all season record, literally. And a big part of it was him. Obviously, we had 3 other guys over 10, so it's just amazing. It just sucks that he got snubbed.
Big facts.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree, man. Snubbing him, this is crazy. And like we were saying with the hate, this is just Eagles hate. This whole season has been Eagles hate for the whole season. We was dominating Pro Bowl. They was trying to limit how many people from our team is in the Pro Bowl, which is all right. We're cool with that. The MVP, they were trying to take away MVP from Jalen Hurts early. Hassan Reddick not getting defensive player in the way, or even being a candidate over these two guys.
Even
Like,
Canada. That's what I'm saying.
what else? I think it was receivers as well. Man, they just been hating on the Eagles this season, bro. It's lame, but at the end of the day, they can't stop us from being.
It
great
is what it
we
is.
Still,
Hey,
we
they
still
hate
gonna
us,
win
and
that
we don't
Super
care.
Bowl.
You
We
gotta
don't.
understand.
We always thrive being an underdog.
We
So
just
it's
speaking of,
cool.
hey, my guy Warren, we're gonna bring you in a minute. And when we get in after the highlights and break down the NFC Championship, you can hop up in the comment section, and we'll chop it up with you there, and we'll bring you on after we get done with the Eagles and Giants highlights for this season, for this playoff, and we jump into the NFC Championship game. And then far as another snub, we got Sirianni. Basically, they broke it down to the finalists, to the top 3, and I believe it was Cal Shanahan, Brian Daboll, and Sean McDermott, if I'm not mistaken. And they cut out Sirianni and Doug Peterson. If I'm right, if you got,
They cut out Shanahan and Sirianni.
say that one more time.
They cut out Shanahan and Sirianni.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was one that I knew. Doug, I think I was.
Yeah,
I
Doug is
seen
in
Doug,
there.
yeah.
It's Doug, the McDermott, and Dable. Those are the last 3. That's who remain.
All right, that's why I
So
appreciate
Doug's
it.
still in it.
Yeah, Doug's still in it.
Doug is
That's
still
why
in it.
I didn't know if it was Doug or Sean McDermott that got
Who do y'all think is
with the
gonna be?
confirmation. It's gonna be Brian Daboll,
Yeah, also I think so too, because of just the turnaround.
but it's a bigger turnaround in Jacksonville. They was last play. They just had the number 1 pick, and they made the playoffs, bro, and had a playoff win.
That push at the end was crazy by Peterson too.
But the only thing is, though, they both have a playoff win, and that's where it's going to come up to close, where either one that you pick, you can't go wrong with.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And Peterson, did he won Coach of the Year when he was? I don't remember.
I believe he won.
I believe he was Coach of the Year. So
yeah.
This would be his second one, which is crazy with 2-10. I wonder if any. I'm pretty sure coaches have done that before.
Real talk. And then we'll hop into these stats real quick. Of course, 38-7 was the final score. That 7 shouldn't have been, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at it at all. And then you got total yards 416 to 227, passing yards 148 to 109. This is the stat that's crazy to me, bro.
268
268 to 118, And 118 is still, you know what I mean, a big number for them. We can't have that happen this week at all. You know what I mean? With that number, I don't care if it's within two running backs and the quarterback. That got to be like 80, 90 yards for us to win this week coming up. And then the 4.4 plays a yard and 6 plays, like that's another stat that we need to knock down also with the amount of yards per play. You know what I mean? Enabled for us to get a victory. And then the first downs, I like this. The 13 to the 26, we doubled them. Third down efficiency, you know what I mean? Just have them under 50%. And then us, of course, like 70%. And then fourth down efficiency. We didn't look at that, bro. We didn't have no fourth downs in that game. Beautiful play calling that week, and then they were 1 for 3, and then total plays 52 to 69. Of course, we could have had way more plays than that, but you know, of course, we ran the ball, and then when it was time to punt, we punted. 1 sack allowed. That was, you know, awesome, and that came in the first quarter. With Jalen Hurts looking too long, wanted to go
Yeah,
deep.
he went down.
Yeah, he wanted to go deep, and we had 5. You know, that's just a big stat that we need. That right there this week right here is the number that I got ideal in my head with a sacks
5+.
4 to 5, and I feel that we can run away with this game. And then the
Mhm.
punts 5 to 3. You know, that's a irrelevant stat with ours because we was just trying to control the field, you know, at that point and run out the clock. And then the penalties, we got to, you know, correct that. 5 penalties for 25 yards, and then they got 1 penalty for 5 yards. You know what I mean? So we got to correct those right there. Fumble loss, that should have been 1. If we're playing the ball when they knock the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands, we supposed to recover that. And of course, we won the play. The turnover
TOP.
margin. Yeah, turnover margin with
Turnover margin.
yeah, with 1 to 0, and then of course, like you said, TOP with the time of possession, 35 to 24. So I feel that was an overall dominant performance, which could have been more dominant, but I'm not going to sit here and pimp, nitpick, should I say, a win like that. You know what I mean? That'd just be an oxymoron. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into these highlight, fellas. Y'all ready for these?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. And we just gonna swing through them, breeze through them, you know what I mean? Since it ain't too much to
To
talk about.
was
Yeah.
7 to 20 to 30.
Yeah.
Same score as the Vikings game.
Right, exactly. 1 year, what was it, a year apart, right?
Yeah.
5
No,
years ago.
4 years.
5.
Yeah, 5, huh?
I can't, but when they said 5, I had to check it. I was like, nah, it had felt like 3.
Look at this one-hander. Bing.
Right. All
He
the Giants
balling.
fans knew it was over after that one-hander. Billy texted me. We in the group chat with Billy and my other boy who's a Tampa fan. My boy Billy, my cousin Billy, he's a Giants fan. He after that catch, he said, "I'm turning the TV off. I ain't even watching the rest of the game."
Kenny Gainwell balled out, but I just don't like how they continuously taking touches from Miles, though.
Yeah,
bro.
touchdown touches, especially.
Yeah.
I knew they was gonna get Boston. I had Boston for any time on FanDuel for a good one. So I already knew Boston was gonna get the ball because we all know like 19 career touchdowns, 11 against the Giants. Devontae Bion's technician work, man. You know what was on point in this game too? The blocking. Eagles posted a nice post on their Instagram. All the good blocks. All they did was block for each other all game, man.
Bro, he stay on his feet. This is 6.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6, bro.
That's a fact.
He literally jumped the route and he got so hyped he tripped.
Miles was out there balling too, and I hope they just keeping him fresh for this week, knowing that he got a lot to work with.
Let's go, Goddard again.
Boston Scott. Oh yeah. That dude find a way to score against the Giants, bro.
Mm-hmm. No matter what.
Man, look at he was balling, bro.
The running game is crazy. Over 230 yards is crazy.
And they splitting it amongst 3 people, bro. That's what I feel that's gonna help us out. This is the only week I ain't complaining about splitting the reps because we gonna need it. And
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
need
that's,
Kenny
Keep
G
those
going
legs
out the
fresh.
backfield just like that. We're gonna need him catching passes out the backfield like that.
and you know what I think about it? I always say we have 3 runners, and essentially, so we have
4.
4. 'Cause Jalen, yeah,
Man.
I don't even be
Like
counting.
hey, you just speaking on him right here. Too easy, bro.
That's what makes Jalen.
Yeah, he supposed to catch that.
You got an extra running back at the quarterback position. It's crazy.
Goddard.
Dime.
But that's my thing with our team. Like, who do you take away to stop them? Like
Right.
Like
And if you
AJ
take that
did
person away, you got
nothing
somebody
that game.
else.
They still smoked the Giants, and AJ did nothing. Like, I mean, it's just like it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Who do you try to
I'm
take
ready
away?
for it.
You cannot double anybody. You literally cannot double the Eagles. If you double them, you're gonna pay.
Yeah, it ain't no doubling.
There's no doubling. There's no doubling. This is not a team where I remember like moments like let's say back in the day with a team like the Falcons that have Julio Jones and he was their only playmaker. You know, they'll go into games fully focused on him and just let everybody else beat you. You got things like
We're
that.
gonna watch this replay right here, and then it's a wrap.
Like a Kenny G.
You know who I want to give their flowers to though, and who's probably really underlooked. I want to give Jake Elliott his flowers because he could be looking like the kicker on the Cowgirls who kicked 3 straight in a row in the most important game for most of this season. Jake Elliott has been kicking 100%.
Let me tell you 100%.
Only one game against the Minnesota, he kicked 50%, kicked 2 attempts and made 1. Come on, bro. I want to give our kicker his flowers.
That's what's up.
What's going on, my brother Warren? Turn your phone sideways for me, my brother.
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? What's up, dog?
Chilling. That game was good, bro. It wasn't even a game after the halftime.
Yeah, instantly wrap.
Yeah. But no, we did good, bro. I'm excited for this 49ers game, honestly. This about to be a showdown.
Yeah, my personal opinion, I think this is going to be the game of the year, bro. And this is where the contracts, like Jay mentioned earlier, this is where the contracts is going to be made. Or Cash mentioned it, like somebody saying that they're going to be playing for contracts since it's 20 free agents. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is where the money going to be made at right here this week. So we got to ball out.
Right.
Yeah, bro. How y'all feel about our O-line going up against the 49ers defense?
Oh, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. That's my least worries. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, let's break down the NFC Championship game with the Niners and the Eagles. I'm gonna get y'all take on offense. What do you think that they're gonna try to expose on our defense on offense? Jay, hop in for me.
What I think they're gonna try to expose, like, what do you mean on what they're gonna use against us on defense?
Correct.
I think you know they're that swarm. You know. Defense,
no. Their offense is going to try to expose our defense.
Oh, our defense. Okay, boom. Yeah. So this is where I think the speed is a factor. For sure, if Avonte doesn't play this week, as we spoke earlier, it's going to be a problem for us as far as speed because we really don't got the matchups for McCaffrey. That's where they could expose us on the edges, speed out in open field. Because if they could, the little spots in our zones. If we play that soft defense and keep everything in front of us, they could break one of those. So we have to play. We got to blitz them. We have to definitely blitz. I want to see a lot of blitzing from the beginning of the game. I want to see mixed blitzes. I want to see all sorts of different packages because we got to make him throw. We got to make him throw. We have to make him throw. We cannot let McCaffrey gash us. We cannot.
Big facts. Cash, you want to hop in?
Yeah, if anything, I would think that what they're gonna do is utilize Kittle. Across the middle, try to expose the adjustments we have to make if Vontae is not playing. Utilizing McCaffrey in the backfield. Other than that, I ain't really concerned too tough about anything else. That's about it.
Warren.
I think they're going to try to mess with our secondary, honestly. You're going to see a lot of deep balls to Deebo Samuel. That's what I think we're going to see. They want to expose our secondary and see what we can really do in the deep ball game.
And I feel the same thing, but like Jay was mentioning, I think we was talking earlier before the show went live. Purdy don't take deep shots. You know what I mean? And so I feel that they're gonna try to do that just to back the DBs up and expose the middle. You know what I mean? And that's our weakness with the speed. We lack speed at the safety position and the inside linebacker position, and we can't afford to let Kittle or McCaffrey get passes out the backfield, or even Deebo, because he loved looking for Deebo and Kittle across the middle. That's his favorite routes besides McCaffrey coming out the backfield. You know what I mean? So that's
Short
where I
passes.
feel like exactly. So I feel, and then also don't forget Mitchell. Mitchell can do the same thing McCaffrey can do. You know what I mean? So nothing changes when Mitchell comes in the game. So I feel they're gonna try to take a couple of deep shots to back up the defense. You know what I mean? But our number one thing that we have to do, where everything that all four of us just said makes it irrelevant, if our D line put pressure on Purdy all game. He
Right.
can't do none of the above.
That's a fact.
He can't do none of the above but hit the quick routes,
Right.
the intermediate routes, a quick slant, a screen route, you know what I mean, a
Right.
tight end screen, wide receiver screen, running back screen, type of things like that, and you shut them down. And if our offense can put up a couple of points in the beginning, have the home field advantage, take advantage of the crowd momentum and everything like that, we can put them out early like we did the Giants.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of speed on their offense. Like we can't, I can't pronounce the one wide receiver's name that they have.
Ayuk.
IU, and then they have the Jenkins or Jennings cat.
Yeah.
Like they both got speed too, and I feel Jennings got more speed than Deebo. So they got weapons to take the top off the defense. You know what I mean? But I just hope the D line don't allow them the time to do that. You know what I mean? And that's one of our keys to defense. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, he liked to use Christian McCaffrey out the backfield in the passing game. So we really lack, if Avonte Maddox is able to come back and play Sunday, and we're able to move CJ back to the safety, then we can scratch the speed situation, because Reed is not a weak link out there, or TJ Edwards, because we're able to recruit, because Maddox be all over the field. He's kind of like He's kind of like Malcolm Jenkins was. Malcolm Jenkins used to be up at the linebacker, outside linebacker, safety, wherever. You know what I mean? And that's where Maddox plays, because he knows the defense so damn well. So also, let's flip the script on their defense. What do you think their defense, or what praises can you give their defense, and what do you see their weaknesses is on their defense? Start off with you, Warren.
Oh man. I think their weakness, I don't think they can play man very well. We're gonna have to force them to play zone, because I think it's kind of like that deep ball conversation I was having with San Francisco. They can't play man, and I don't think they can keep up with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then you can't sleep on Quez, and you can't sleep on Pascal either.
Yeah. And you got Kenny G coming out the backfield.
Yeah. So you can't sleep on them. So I think what we're going to try to do is try to force them to play man. So if we force them to play man, I think that's when we got it.
And they haven't played. They played man like maybe 15% of snaps this whole season.
Yeah, they're playing man on Seahawks. Yeah,
that's a divisional rival. And then far as any praises, what's going on with you, man, Rod? Appreciate you tuning in.
Praises,
like far as their defense, yeah. Any good things should it say? Not praises, but good things to say about their defense.
No, I think their defense is going to apply. This team is going to apply the most pressure on Jalen Hurts that he's had his whole entire season, which is going to force him to make quicker decisions. So I just think his decision making is just going to be tested, but I don't think he should have a problem with that. But that's what I think they can do.
Yeah, I would just say like the front seven, linemen and linebackers. I would just say that that's where the 49ers, that's where their strengths lie. They got what's that homie need a linebacker named Edwards
Warner,
on that Warner. There you go. He's been balling.
and they got
He's
Greenway too.
and those
Greenway and Porter.
and like you said, well, these dudes have been doing their thing. They've been keeping up with receivers. They was shutting CD Lamb down. So that's why I say where their strengths lie.
Jay,
Their strengths on defense is definitely their linebackers and their front seven. They got probably us and them is like 1 and 2 for front seven as far as because our linebackers are actually inferior and they have a better front seven than us. So we're like 1 and 2 with them, but it's their front seven. Their cornerbacks, I just seen somebody comment, they're not that good. They are not that good. They're not household names. It's not nobody, Ward and the other guy, forgot his name. They're not gonna, they're not spectacular players. They have a good safety, I think it's Fanga. But I just, I don't see them like their secondary matching up with our receivers and our tight ends because Goddard is essentially the third receiver. He's the third target. So I don't see them matching up with our receivers. As far as linebackers, the running game is going to have I believe it's going to start off tough. If we could spread them out so they're not crashing us in the middle, I believe we could do it because we do have speed. Kenny G is fast, man. Kenny G, Miles Sanders, they all have their doses of speed.
and I'm gonna start off with basically saying that they got a lot of speed. You know what I mean at the linebacker position, the inside backer. Like I feel that we win on the D line matchup with them. Far as our defense, we have a better D line. We kind of even at the outside backer, DN, edge rusher. With even though they got Bosa got more sacks than Reddick, but we got Sweat, we got Graham, we got Quinn. You know what I mean? And then far as their weakness, I mean, also they got a great front seven. They, like you said, they're going to put a lot of pressure on Jalen, maybe the most pressure he's seen all season. And then I'll get into their weakness, which is their DBs is basically their weakness. And like Warren mentioned, I don't see them going man. And then if they go zone, we have so many plays to eat up the zone with the weapons that we have. If Jalen is able to get time, and speaking of Jalen is able to get time, to make our running game dominant, we need our O-line going second level. We need them going second level, helping out with the linebacker and allowing the running back to have an option play, should I say, where he can go right, he can go left off of their block. You get what I'm saying? And if they can do that a few times, get a couple of critical third and sixes through the running game or 3rd and 4s and stuff like that, I feel that that'll be a key. And then also with one of their weaknesses, bro, they're too aggressive overall. They commit, you know what I mean? Overall, they commit too much to the run. They want to be so aggressive and stop the run with Greenway and Warren. And I feel with the RPO, we're able to eat them up. You know what I mean? Jalen may have a couple of good runs against them, and I just hope he's sliding. But I see Jalen having a couple of good runs because they too aggressive. You know what I mean? With the run, they want to be so run dominant and stop the run that they too aggressive, bro. And that's where running back screen, tight end screens is gonna eat them up. I don't see wide receiver screens winning against them because the linebackers is having time to react. You get what I'm saying? And they'll be able to get and make that tackle on the wide receivers. So far as the Eagles offense, what are keys to victory this week and then vice versa on the defense? And we can start off with you, Cash.
Keys to victory, like you said, I feel like the RPO is going to be a key to victory. How well we establish that run game to just help with the deep balls, to just help AJ out, to help Devontae out, to help Goddard out, so I think that's going to be the keys of the victory is really establishing that run, just to add more depth to the playbooks,
Big facts. And can you elaborate on the defensive side of the ball too?
On the defensive side of the ball, like we said, it's close match for match, with our front seven and their front seven. So I feel like that the pressure that we're gonna put on Purdy is gonna be that's gonna be crucial. There's always a separate mentality. Like, the playoffs ain't for the weak. There's some elite quarterbacks who fold under the pressure of being in the playoffs. And this is Purdy's first season, even though he's 8-0. So I don't feel like hasn't been what's the word I'm looking for, like groomed yet for this. Even though he's doing this thing, I don't feel like he's groomed yet. I feel like a lot that's owed to his success is the team that he has around him as well. And then just looking at stat comparisons between Jalen and Purdy when they was in college, Jalen did better. So that's gonna be another key of victory right there.
What's up, big homie? What's up with it? Cali Rod, appreciate you, fam bam,
What's
tuning in.
going on? What's going on?
We're gonna break down this a little bit more, and let Jay and Warren also break it down. And I'm gonna jump in real quick with the keys to victory on the offense and defensive side of the ball. I'm gonna just say plain out, we got to establish the run game. Bottom line, and offense need to win the battle this week. Them are the keys to victory right there. If those two elements happen, we win the game hands down. You know what I mean? And then also, AJ, Smitty, and Goddard got to shine. You know what I mean? And last but not least, penalty-free football. And I feel that that's the key to victory on the offense side of the ball. Far as defense side of the ball, I see putting pressure on Purdy. We can't allow him to leave out the pocket, throw on the run, because we are very slow on the edge from the initial penetration. If he scrambles out, then I see him getting a couple of big games on us, and then we can't let them win on the deep passes. Got to put pressure on them all day long, like I mentioned with Purdy. We got to. And then last but not least, like our weaknesses against them, I mentioned that earlier on the other side. We lack a lot of speed at the linebacker and the safety position if Maddox is not able to play this week. You know what I mean? So those are my couple of things that I've written down to elaborate on this. And if Jay, you want to hop in with the keys to victory on the offense and defense side of the ball.
The keys to victory my fault, brothers. The defense for me is definitely eliminate splash plays.
Let me say this, Jay, real quick. Y'all read that comment though?
Yeah, that we flying back north.
But just guess who you think his team is?
Cowboys.
Oh, man, how did you know? Okay, that's all out there. That just sounds like a cowgirl hater, a cowgirl 100%. Comment right there. Yeah, 100%. My bad, Jay. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. Okay. It's right in front of my face, man. It's right there. But the keys to victory for sure on defense is eliminate the splash plays. Purdy is not a deep ball thrower. He gives the ball to Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo, and they do their thing. We can eliminate splash plays. We can win. I just want to say two things about Purdy too. Purdy has only played 2 road games against Vegas and against LA. And he's feel me? He hasn't played on the East Coast yet. He hasn't played in the cold weather yet. He hasn't played in this environment. He hasn't played in this environment yet. So, I don't know. It's gonna be tough for him. A rookie has never won an NFC championship or at all. 0-5. So he's up for a tall task. And then the keys for me victory on offense is definitely expose the corners. Expose the corners all day. Somebody got to have a big game, a huge game. I'm talking about 120-yard game, 2 touchdowns. One of the wide receivers have to have that type of game, and I can see that happening.
Warren, hop in, and then we're going to get to Cali Rod. He over there, and hey, he can't wait to hop on.
He's drinking his water.
Yeah, I know he's waiting.
Yeah, I gotta get hydrated for this one.
Hey, you know how you about to fight after school and you looking at that clock waiting for that last bell. He ain't like that right now. He ain't even worrying about the teacher, nothing. He look his backpack ready. He ain't got nothing on the desk, nothing.
Ready to go.
Yo, but that jacket's fire though.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Get you one. Get you one.
He about to bust out something right now, man. Matter of fact, y'all go ahead. Warren, go do your thing, man. Explain it. I'll be right back.
No, I agree with you, Jay. Like everything you just said, that's straight facts. I feel like keys of victory for defense is putting pressure on Purdy. Like that's what we got to do. He's a rookie. He ain't been in that Eagle environment. He hasn't been in the link like that with the weather. We got to force him to just make mistakes. He ain't made any mistakes. We just got to force him to make those mistakes, and we got to get at least 1 or 2 interceptions off of it. I think if we can do that, we can take over the game. As far as offense, I think it's a little bit of Jalen, and it's a little bit of we got to make sure we get AJ the ball and make sure we take over on the passing game.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, that's cold.
Let's get it.
All right, Cali Rod, we're gonna go ahead and let you talk some 49ers
up.
shit. What's your thoughts of the game right here this week? And of course, I know you think y'all gonna win, but what do you think the keys to victory to y'all to be successful this week?
I think first and foremost, we got to take y'all crowd out of the game. We can't let y'all get ahead. We can't let
that ain't gonna happen.
You know, the crowd. If we get up, they gonna be quiet. Believe me. And I think
they're gonna be booing.
Yeah, they're gonna be booing, but we got to get your crowd out of the game, and that I think that's what's gonna calm Pretty down. I'll start with defense. On defense, Bosa has to get pressure. Bosa, Armstead, hopefully Drake Jackson's back this week. We gotta mix our front four up to keep pressure on Jalen Hurts. And the person on defense that I think has to be a spy and that has to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket is Afunga. He's going to be our
number
key
29?
on defense. Number 29.
Yeah.
Because he has the speed to when those break down those zone reads. And when, Jalen keeps the ball, he has the athletic ability and speed to tackle Hurts.
But at the same time, Fam Bam, that takes him out of the passing game. And I feel that the spy will be Greenway because he had a lot of speed and Warren does a lot of drop back coverage. So he can't be a spy. So I felt Greenway will be the spy instead of number 29.
I mean, it could be possibly. I think Afunga because I think Hurts is a little bit more, he has the athletic ability to kind of get past Greenway. And, so I think it's going to be Afunga who's going to come out because he's been playing like our linebacker. A lot of the pressures comes from him, from that safety position.
With teams that don't have multiple weapons, though, that's what I'm trying to preach on, Fam Bam. You can't take the safety out when you got A.J. Smitty and Dallas Goedert and Quez Watkins, you know what I mean? And we got running backs coming out the backfield. You guys don't have enough weapons in the secondary to do that. You have, honestly,
and that's why I think our front seven is so important. That's why we have Bosa. That's why we have our front four is probably the most talented front four you face this year.
But this is going to be the best offensive line y'all done faced this year.
And for y'all offensive
too. Line.
And for y'all too.
Yeah, but y'all only really got Trent Williams. We got the best.
We got Trent Williams. We got
we face Dallas 2 times a year though, and their offensive line is a little better than y'all's.
I mean, but you got to look at Tyron Smith is a little past his prime. As far as left tackle, you got the best left tackle in the game you go face, which I give y'all. Y'all got the best right tackle in Johnson, and y'all have the best center to me in Kelsey. That's our believe me. Our hands are full with y'all with y'all offensive line. But I just think on that front that if we can get pressure on Hurts and kind of make it similar to that Commanders game where he wasn't comfortable the whole game, and we have the talent to do it, and that's why you're probably smiling because that's going to be to put pressure on Hurts. Hurts is going to have to beat us with his arm.
He could do that.
And if he didn't that's what I said. If he didn't have
and
the
he
weapon,
can do that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if we put the pressure on him, and we get up early, and make y'all one-dimensional, that's going to be our best formula to win.
But I don't see you guys making us one-dimensional because we would be able to be a little more, not saying dominant in the running game, but you guys wouldn't be able to stop our running game. You know what I mean? Like you guys can try, you guys are not going to stop it, and that's not going to make us one-dimensional because that creates RPOs from there.
But if we get up early on y'all safe, and I'm hoping for this. I know y'all not. We get up 14 points on y'all.
Y'all scored 19 points this week with a defense that's nowhere near ours. And at home.
But every
home.
week is different though. Every
Put
week
some
is
money up.
different.
Let's think of a bet, right, Go?
Hey, we can. And I think offensively, our thing with Pretty is he doesn't just make the safe throws. Just make the safe throws. We're not trying to beat y'all 45-35. We're trying to beat y'all like we beat y'all week 1 of last year, 19-11. That's the type of game in y'all home. Remember that.
Yeah.
You know,
but we
want that type of game.
We was depleted.
We want that type of game. We want that type of game. In the playoffs, you can get that type of game. That's the thing. This the playoff. This is probably, I don't think this is really a David versus Goliath. I think it's two Goliaths together.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions right here. Just to bring it to simple form, should I say, layman's term.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think got the best defense overall? Like D-line, linebackers, DBs. Who got the most complete defense?
That's hard to say. That I'm
we
being
looking
honest.
For simple answers. We looking for layman's term, like I said.
Layman's term. If be honest, I would take my defense over your defense, and I'm gonna say this because, like you said, our linebackers pretty much y'all secondary is better than ours. I'll give y'all that.
And our linebacker led the league in tackles. TJ Edwards.
We got one of the best linebackers in the league, all pro.
Yes, sir. I'm just saying, but TJ Edwards is an all pro, also made the Pro Bowl, and he led the league in tackles this year.
No,
come on,
I get you that.
Like
I get you that,
bro. He need to pass what he hit. I want
to say one thing,
but collectively, our front four is better. I think our front four is better than y'all's.
No,
I do. I think when you got Bosa, you got Armstead, you got Drake Jackson, you got Kinlaw.
We have 4 guys with 11 sacks each.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then we didn't even mention Fletcher Cox. We didn't mention Hargrave. You know what I mean? We didn't mention Milton Williams. You know what I mean? Robert Quinn. Like these guys is balling, bro.
But listen,
we got the defense. We probably got the defensive player of the year.
I want to say one thing.
Warner?
No, in Bosa.
Yeah. He got like 18 or something.
Yeah, 18 and a half sacks.
Yeah, but
you got Armstead who can play inside and out.
But he's playing every first, second, and third down, fam.
Because he can.
No,
because
we
he
don't
can.
Need him to. That's where
our
team comes in.
You probably don't need him to. You probably don't need him to, but you gotta look at it because it's also against the competition
hey, Fam Bam, hey, Cali Rod, come on now. You're a 49ers fan, and look at this comment. We got the number 1 and the number 2 best secondary in the league with our cornerback.
Yeah, the number 1 pass defense.
Yeah, number 1 pass defense in the league. What are you talking about, Rice Goat? Like, I mean, and CJ Gardner's our safety, and he led the league in interceptions.
But who's the number? But who's in total defense?
No, but I'm speaking on this comment.
That's what I want to get to. That's what I want to get to.
And we're number 1 and number 2.
Exactly, we're number 2.
Total. I'm talking about total defense. Total defense.
Because of total yards, total points y'all give up this year.
No, listen.
Total points.
That's the only reason why.
Listen, in total defense, the 49ers are number 1 and the Eagles are number 2. And you know what separates them? Average of 5 yards a game. That's a slant route.
That's what I'm saying.
They could have
But that's either way. So you can say y'all defense match up good against our offense and vice versa. It's only having 10.
Stories in the linebacker, in the middle of the defense. That's where they're the best.
Bro, didn't y'all lose to the Raiders?
No, we beat the Raiders.
Who was that? It was somebody who did. I don't keep up with y'all like that. I know y'all lost to like somebody like the Colts or the Bears or something.
No, we didn't lose to the Colts. We didn't lose to the. I think we lost. Did we lose to the Bears?
I think y'all lost to the Bears or somebody like.
Yes, that. We lost to the Falcons. We lost to the Falcons.
The Falcons. That's who I'm talking about. And this right here, this comment right here is a great comment because this is a divisional team. Just like y'all almost lost in the beginning of the game, started off in the beginning of the game, was nervous against Seattle. Y'all don't want to play teams like that in the divisional game. That's going to be your best games of the year, bro.
I don't
Like
think I don't think it was nerves. It was having a first time quarterback in that situation and seeing how he reacts to playoff football. And you taking on a team for a third time. You know,
That's what I'm saying. The same thing we did with the Giants. But
yeah, and
it's
I
a
give you that. I
division-
give you that.
It's a
But you
divisional
have
game. They're going to be y'all teams are designed to beat each other because all you
Yeah.
have to do is beat a division, win a division title, and you're in the playoffs. So every team in every division, teams are designed to beat each other.
yeah, and
That's why.
that's
why.
very true.
New England, even with Tom Brady, when they was winning Super Bowls, they used to lose to the Dolphins, bro. Like
Yeah,
every year. You know
that's
what I
gonna
mean?
happen.
That's all I'm
That's-
saying. It's real football. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like you can't sit here. He gonna say we got torched by Washington, bro. We
Bryce
lost.
Will, he
That was
trolling.
must have been
But
the
you know-
only- yeah,
but
that was
you
the
know
only
what?
Eagles game he
What
got
I
on
take
television
for
that week.
what I take from
one
that
player
Washington
coached the
Commander
Eagles, yeah.
game, what I take from that Washington
Turnovers.
Commander turnovers and
They
they got
controlled the ball.
they got physical with y'all. It's like a
No,
bully
we
getting
were
punched
playing.
them.
We start playing from
I know,
behind, bro.
but they got
so-
physical. They
so
was
we-
running the ball. They was running the ball because they
and
weren't throwing the
taking
ball
up
down
clock.
the middle.
That's what I just
Right.
said.
And
they
that's
were
what-
burning the clock, and
and-
we were playing from behind, and we needed to have score quick touchdowns to eliminate
And
that
I-
lead.
And I think,
what
and that's
happened.
why I said that's our recipe for success up in
And you come
Philadelphia.
in, but this is one thing that ain't gonna happen. That's how y'all won this week. Turnovers is a part of the game, bro. That's how y'all
Yeah.
won this week. Y'all don't have them 2 turnovers. Y'all lose to the Cowgirls.
Right.
But what I was about to say is that basically Washington, we came into that game thinking that we were going to win that game. Undefeated, we already beat them. We're not coming in thinking we're going to beat the 49ers like we're having confidence coming in beating the
But you got,
Washington Commanders. You know what I
but
mean?
my thing is with that, you have to. I mean, that's the only way you're
I'm
gonna get
talking
to.
about different mindsets.
Oh,
This
okay, I
is
got it.
playoff football right now. Coming
Yeah.
in, this is 0-0 records.
These
This
are the
ain't
two
no-
best teams in
Yeah.
the NFC. These are the
Yes,
two best
that's
teams
all
in the
I'm
NFC.
saying, bro.
Yeah,
This
I
is
get
all-
you. I
Number
get you.
one and number two, we coming
Yeah.
in knowing this is gonna be a dogfight. If we
Yeah.
end up winning the edge on our defense, making y'all go a couple of 3 and outs, and we able to score within those couple of 3 and outs and take the advantage, then yeah, we good with that. But I'm not looking at it as no 38-7 win like we just did this week.
Nah, I think it's gonna be a.
It's gonna be more of a Falcons game win with the last play of the game with Julio and Mills that Super Bowl year.
I mean, personally, I mean, my prediction is 24-20. I think we're going to win 24-20. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be, whoever wins the turnover battle, whoever wins the line of scrimmage on both sides are going to win this game. And, and I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm just as fearful of y'all, because I know y'all are a good team. But I think, if we take the game out of Pretty's hands, not letting him have to beat y'all, we can win this game.
I heard Garoppolo coming back.
That's cool. That's cool. He'll hold a clipboard. We good with that.
Listen, man. Eagles gonna win this game, man. This season is their season.
I expect you to say that.
Fight they're looking for. This is the heavyweight battle they want because the media, nobody's giving them their flowers, and we're gonna have to take it.
Okay, so that's where I'm going right here. Y'all did beat the Raiders, but it was in overtime. That's where I was coming from right there. And then we're gonna go into this right here. All right. Y'all lost to the Broncos.
We lost to the Broncos. Yeah,
okay,
we did.
But I'm talking. This is for Rice Goat. This is for Rice Goat. I you more
and
realistic.
what week was that?
What week was this? 44-23. What week was that?
What week was that? That's
what
October.
Week was that?
That's in October. That's
Jesus
like week
Christ.
6.
That's back-to-back losses. You 28.
Yeah, and that's when we got McCaffrey. That's when we got McCaffrey.
I'm just speaking on it. Beat the Chargers by 6.
And we didn't lose again. You probably can stop right there because we haven't lost since.
Yeah.
You can stop right there. You can stop right there.
Yeah, we went undefeated too, though. We started off the
Trolling.
season 13 and 0.
Just
We
straight
started off
trolling.
the season 13 and 0, but I just wanted to show
Yeah.
y'all the games right here that I was mentioning just to go back onto the thing. You know what I mean?
We got
the
our losses
comment.
out early.
Yeah. And that cost y'all the number 1 seed there. Who
It
I forgot
did.
who won the number 1, who got the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Y'all, that's why we
Okay.
playing.
That's why
we
y'all
in Philadelphia.
My point, and that's where the edge is at.
That's why Purdy about to walk.
Exactly. That's
With
why
our-
I said that was my point. That's
with
we
our
gotta
backup
take the link out
quarterback.
of it.
That we're gonna show y'all what backup quarterbacks mean this week. That they're
let 'em-
not that they're
okay,
backup
let 'em come-
quarterbacks.
Let them
They
come into the
backup
game on
quarterbacks
Sunday
for
and
the
see
week.
what happens.
No, I'm talking about
let
y'all.
the stats come. Oh, okay, I'm
I'm talking about y'all.
We
We gonna show y'all. Purdy wasn't the second option. Purdy was the third option. You got Trey Lance and
Exactly.
Garoppolo. So I'm speaking on this comment. We lost to the Saints because of our backup quarterback. We lost to Dallas too. But when our starter came in, we won, and we're like the relative said right now, we ain't lost since. You get what I'm saying? So we gonna show y'all what a backup quarterback means in the playoffs, bro. Like you know what I mean? We gonna have him on his tippy toe.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all very
And
well
good
could.
defenses does it. Yes, he did go against the number 1 defense every week when he was a backup XYZ. But look what Dak Prescott did this week against Shaw with good defense, with heavy pressure. Look what
Scored
he
12
did against
points.
us. Look what he did against us. He
torched y'all.
He throws with I can, like I said, we depleted with our safety going and having to switch up positions. You know what I mean? But this is a different story coming in. We're 100% healthy. But what I'm saying
y'all
is Dak cracks under pressure when he's pressured. And the same thing he did with y'all, the same thing he did with us, same thing he did with the Jaguars, XYZ. It's just going to be a defensive game and dominant game, and we're going to be able to put the most pressure on Purdy he's ever seen in his life, my guy.
In the cold.
You know what I mean? And at home, and that pressure, and then he's going to the sideline, and he gonna hear talking about people talking about they gonna screw his girlfriend and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
They gonna violate
his
the little
mama
boy.
and all. Like he ain't gonna know how. He young. He gonna get all of these
Right.
feelings, bro.
His emotions.
be
That's why I was talking about mentality in the playoffs. I don't think he's ready for it.
I mean, another thing too. Lane
do you
Johnson
think Hurts is ready for it? Do you think Hurts is ready for it?
Oh yeah. If anybody on this team is ready for it, I feel he's ready for it.
I mean, I'm just saying because
that's not even being biased. Just showing his demeanor every press conference throughout the whole season. He ain't getting excited for the wins. He was like, he don't even want to see the media when we was going undefeated. He just focused on the goal.
You say
Kobe
battle
would have
testing
loved
and
this cat.
battle
Purdy
testing.
over
I
here
think
giving
Purdy,
his mom kisses, kissing his girlfriend, handing footballs out. You don't see
he
all that.
may not be in this position next year or moving forward. He's not going to be a starter on any team moving forward for the next 5 years.
Who? Purdy? He's going to start next year. He's starting next year. He's starting
with the Niners.
Yes, he's going to start.
I guarantee
he's going to start.
Purdy don't.
You know
start
why? You know why he's
going to
start?
Jay.
You know why this reminds me of when the Vikings came into 2018, they had the number 1 defense. Case Keenum was the backup playing well. Same story. They came into Philly. They disrespected Philly with the
scored first.
Everything is lining up the same way for the whooping. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna talk too much. But just tune in and get your popcorn ready.
I think we're a lot different than the Vikings, but okay, I got you. We're a lot different.
It happens, bro. It happened. And you know what it is? Purdy has 2 road games against the Seahawks and against I believe it's the Raiders. 2 road games on the West Coast.
And those are 2 hostile crowds. The 12th man and wherever the Raiders play.
They're not
Philly. They're not Philly. They're not Philly.
Or the Vegas don't got a jail under their stadium.
That's the difference. Purdy is never. He's not. This is gonna be the pressure that he's never seen before.
I mean, they have said that every week about Purdy though. I mean, honestly, until he loses, that's what they gonna say.
But what team has Purdy really played? Who has Purdy played really besides the Dallas Cowboys?
He's not Purdy.
We don't have to, but that's the beauty of our team that our quarterback doesn't have to beat you.
But that's
he just has to manage.
He's going to have to beat.
But he's going to have to beat us. That's not going to work. Philadelphia.
Y'all not about to get by us on no Pop Warner offense, relative. Come on now. He's going to have to beat us, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
And I'd rather let Kittle be the man this week than anybody else. Let Kittle
Let
eat,
Kittle do it.
and we good.
I'm just okay. I mean, I understand. I got you. I got you.
All right, let's get into these score predictions. We pulling up on that hour right now. You know what I mean? And our relative Rod already 24-20. And Warren, what's your pick?
I'm going
Just before
28. Yeah.
before we get started, with the picks last week, the coaches one was my boy Jamar. He picked 35-17, so he was the closest to the win last week. So what's your pick, Warren?
No, I'm going 28-24 Eagles.
Jay.
You could give me 30, 31-21 Eagles.
Cash.
Damn. I'm gonna say 27-24 Eagles.
Already 24. Warren, you got to go with another pick. Rod got 24 already.
24. Let's go. I'm actually going to probably lower it now. I'll do 21-17 Eagles.
Already 21.
Already 21? Dang.
Pick 20, 28.
Let's do, can we do, you said 20, 28, but somebody already got 21?
Yeah.
All right, let's do 28, 18.
All right, Cash, what you got?
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to switch it up. I'm gonna say, is 24 taken?
Nope. Yep.
Yep.
Is 24 taken?
Yeah.
Is 30 taken?
Yep.
Fuck. Shit. Give me shit. I'm gonna just go with. Give me 35. 20,
Damn.
35, 29. We just had 35. Fuck it. Give me again.
35-29, nigga. You disrespecting
Eagles.
both defenses.
I ain't got no choice. I ain't really
Jesus
got much
Christ.
options.
I would have picked
Right.
like 28, but that's
Yeah. I'm gonna go 27-16 Eagles.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm gonna go
That means the
27-16.
kicker gonna be working. That means the kicker gonna be working.
And I had this written down before we started.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Now I'm glad nobody picked my. Cass almost got my 27 and he switched it up. I was like,
Because
okay.
you said yeah. You was like, yeah, 27 taken.
No, I said 24 is taken.
Oh.
I didn't say 27 is taken.
Oh, copy that.
And then you asked for 24 and then 21. And number 24, then 30. All right, fellas, shit, we out of here, man. We flying high, you know what I mean, going into this week, man. Like, Cali Rod, I hope you able to come on next week, man, and discuss it, you know what I mean? Because
Hey,
I feel it's gonna be
whatever it's gonna be, I'm gonna be here.
Hey, I hope you are, man.
Riding,
I'm feeling the Eagles win, man. You know what I mean, and not just being biased, man. I know the two teams are great. You know what I mean,
Right.
and it's
No
rare that you
disrespect.
see.
No
Yeah, it's rare that you see both of the top two defenses in the league, and I like that the historical factor of the game is that these are the two youngest quarterbacks to ever go against each other in any NFC or AFC championship game. So, you know, not like I said, not being biased, I just feel the Eagles offense is a little too much for y'all defense, and I don't see y'all offense being enough for our for our defense. You know what I mean? To even it out, should I say? Far as points wise, and whichever defense is able to win the playoff, the turnover margin and able to score, that can be a difference of the game also. You know what I mean? Because both defenses is able to create turnovers. You know what I mean?
True.
And any last words before we get out of here?
Yeah. Rice Goat, stay off that stuff, bro. You smoking that stuff.
Hey, but at the same time, you know what I mean? We listen to delirious as cowgirl fans all the
All
time.
season.
You know what I mean? So
That's a
we
fact.
just
We
you
used
always
to it.
got that one. I never heard of a delusional 49ers fan before. But look, we found our first one, man. You know what I mean? Jay, anything, Warren, anything?
Nah, man. Just much respect to the 49ers overall as a team. I believe it's gonna be a
At
dog.
the end of the day,
Hey,
just a good game, bro.
Relative, within the last 8 years, y'all been to the playoff? The Super Bowl twice, right?
Yeah.
And the same result, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to y'all next week, my brothers.